Ready, ready.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet.
Back to throw now on first down. Touchdown!
Anthony Schwartz,
his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Panthers are on the board first here this afternoon.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now on 2nd and 13. Murray.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards. I know it's tough to make tackles in the open field, but that one hurts because he got a little bit extra after the missed tackle.
Receivers are coached so well, they have to break at least one tackle after the catch. He did that on that play.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have cut the lead back down to 2. And I want to give the big guys some credit because he deserves it, but where was the defense there? Because he's not a burner.
I think they fooled him big time by handing him the football. It's not normal for him to touch it very often on a running play. I think the defense was just ill-prepared for that eventuality.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. effort pitch, but intercepted.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll look to throw here on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
Ready?
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
10. 17.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
38. Ready?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Right through. Cluster, 6. 560. Red, cycle.
They'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. 23 yards for the touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone. Murray fighting, lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not seeing...
No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose, and it's picked up by the Panthers. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So a first-quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost them.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. Becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This offense hoping to do better than last drive. Remember, they had the fumble that set up the short field, and then they gave up the touchdown CD.
And so many people talk about how you have to have a short memory after you make a mistake in the NFL. I don't totally subscribe to that, partner. I think that you have to remember what you did and figure out how to not do it again. Get out there and execute the next time out. Avoid those errors and get some momentum built back up for your offense.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. On 2nd and 11 now. Murray And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now Murray. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Murray sets to throw on fourth. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. 59 yards rushing for him now to this point. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's got room. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for Carolina. Give him 42 yards on the ground. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it? Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
97.
They'll try the option on 3rd down. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Cade York on now for the field goal. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. But they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Finding space at the 40. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Murray has it knocked loose, fumble, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Ready.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Let's go.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Ready?
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 111 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Okay.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Steal, left. 6, mega. 10.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Buying time to his left. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
White. Black Ulster. Red, yellow. Blue striker. Yellow. On the ball.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a 1st down. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Jags grab it.
This is really, really difficult for teams to coach because you love the extra effort, right? When he break a couple of tackles, I mean, he was really trying to gain the extra yardage, but you also have to have an idea that people are going to come up behind you from the side, trying to take care of the ball while you're trying to get extra effort. Sometimes you have to know when to say when and maybe just go down.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Murray. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. In motion comes the tight end left.
first down. Murray. That one complete to Elliott. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Come back.
From the 40 now on second down. Murray. This pass complete to Pollard on the out route. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
On the double.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. He'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marquise Bell. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Chris Olave
from 13 yards out.
And the Jaguars get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Got an open man, it's Schwartz.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch, maybe you move some motion.
He's got a man, complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now back to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He hit his first. Now this from 43. York able to send this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. From the 6. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Murray now on first down. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Throwing on first down is Murray. Steps away to his left. And this one too low.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Come on. On the hole. On the hole. Hey. Shoot. Go.
Murray now to throw. And this one taken in by Olave. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Murray's throwing to the hands of Pitts here. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. Touchdown, Jaguars. Kyle Pitts, 38 yards. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least...
He's got him in, complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And now here's a carry heading left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Watch out now. Safety series. Ultra. Go ultra. Hey, green. Ready?
He'll try again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
It looks like he's going to be stopped short of the first down by about a yard.
Red cycle.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They throw for it on 4th and goal at the 1, and the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now their defense came through with the goal line stand, got them the ball back. See what they can do about putting a drive together. Long way to go.
They need to reward that defense. A goal line stand, they've got to make that stand up themselves, right? Give the defense a chance to catch their breath on the sidelines. At least get 2 first downs. 3 would be better. Change field position. Let them catch their breath.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From his own end zone now, it's Murray. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Third and 2, and here's Murray. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Green, green, green. That's one.
Here's Murray. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Murray now. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. Finding room at midfield. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 37 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Murray. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's got some space here. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Jags go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Shot, 17. Trouble, 38. Ready?
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 145 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 19. A gain there of 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Hands it off out of the gun. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
A lot of pressure here for Cade York. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This for the lead in the final stages. York able to send this one through, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They go back to Pollard on second down. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. On third down, it's Pollard. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. Now Murray's got to have this one. That's caught by Pitts. And he is going to have the Jaguars first down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he'll get it down here to the 43. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Murray to throw. Swinging this out for Pollard. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Murray. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Murray. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Myles Garrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, this fan base on a losing side, Charles, they're going to be talking about this one for a while. They ultimately decided to try to come up with a touchdown on that last play when all they needed was the field goal to force overtime.
Yeah, and the reasoning behind it, that's what we're all waiting to hear, because sometimes there's things that we don't see on the surface. Did the coach feel like, you know, if they tied the game, they couldn't go any farther, they had too many injuries? I'm not sure what was going on there, but I'm with you. I'm stunned they didn't try and kick the field goal there.
So for the Panthers, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.